Hello and welcome to the Oikos Family Podcast. I'm Sonja Wood and thank you for joining me. Today I want to chat to you about ministry, the ministry of the family, and what you are doing if you're listening to this and you're interested in the whole learning lifestyle, and that's what you're doing, and that's why you're listening to the Oikos Family Ministries podcast. I just wanted to encourage you in the ministry of your family. It is such an important calling, and every moment that you give to it, whether it's cleaning house or whether it's reading to the children or doing the laundry or making the meal or seeing to their maths lesson or whatever it is, I just want to encourage you in reminding you that whatever you're doing is a ministry to your family. And so I'm going to suggest you put this little idea in your mind and your thoughts, and that is to do it joyfully. We have really been focusing on this recently, and that is noticing that there's so many things around us to complain about. There's so much that's not good and not right and not okay. And so to me, I think that is just a reminder that we need to do the opposite. Like I spoke about before with the pandemic, when I said, let's look for the silver lining. There's got to be a silver lining here. Well, now there just seems to be, I'm talking personally now, that around me there just seems to be so much that is not okay with regard just to the way things are in the world. And so I'm finding, because of that I'm having to be very intentional about looking for the good and looking for the joy. And so I'm saying to you today, I want to share with you that while you are being involved in your families, in whatever capacity, if you can think about doing it joyfully, doing whatever that is, just doing it joyfully. So I thought I'd share with you just a few little things that I do to help put this into practice. This is what I'm talking about. The one is that when I'm doing a task that is either a bit of one of those daily chores type tasks. By the way, when I was growing up, my mother used to say we're not allowed to call them chores. They have to be blessings because they actually are. So if I'm doing one of those jobs, chores, blessings, and there's it's a routine thing, for example, putting the washing in the machine, whatever it might be, I use those different chores as prayer prompts for certain situations. Like, for example, if I'm going to put the washing in the machine, I will always pray for our daughter, because that's now my prayer prompt to pray for her, because she's got her own household, and I think maybe she's going to be doing the washing at some time during the course of the week. She's going to be doing the same function, and so I'm going to pray for her, and I'm going to pray just for her day. And so all of a sudden this task that otherwise could have been a bit of a non-pleasurable one, whatever it might be for you. I don't know what it is in your situation. But I would turn that into something that became, it changed it up for me. It became a good thing now. That it was an opportunity for me always to, when I was doing that thing, to pray for our daughter. Last year, my husband lost his mother, and his father is very elderly now, in fact, 97 years old. And there's certain things I do each day that always prompt me to pray for him. And it is such a blessing, because here I'm doing this task that isn't necessarily something to get excited about or an enjoyable task, but it actually becomes that, because it's a time for me to go and pray for Greg's dad. And to me, that is just such a blessing. I feel I trust that it blesses him, but I also know that it blesses me tremendously. So that's just one little thing I do. The other thing that might be helpful, little tip for bringing joy, and that is just to think of joyful things when you're doing something that is not a joyful task normally. So think about things that bring you joy. Think about your children being healthy, Or, I'm just thinking now for a moment that if somebody's listening to this and their child isn't healthy and they're feeling concerned about that, maybe they haven't got a well child. You may know or you may not know from previous podcasts and just coming to know us through all of that we had chronic illness with our children throughout their childhood. So I suppose in one sense that all of that was training for me to just learn how to deal with those day in and day out struggles and difficulties and help your children to have good, happy, fun childhood memories rather than it always being about the struggle. And so maybe all those years helped me to develop these different skills because of survival, really. and now I can use them. And so I'm blessed. And so I thought, if I received those skills through struggles, then I can share them with you because freely I received and freely I can give. So there you go. I would love to be able to just keep doing this, sharing anything I can that might just be something that's going to help your day and help you in your walk in your journey of life. And very specifically, your learning lifestyle, because, that's what this is all about. Oikos Family Ministries is just supporting those families and you who are on that journey. So I hope that these tiny little tips, I know I've just got so much more that I can be sharing, but hopefully in the next podcast I can just carry on with this theme of finding ways to be joyful in this time, in this season of life at the moment. This podcast is being recorded in June of 2023. And my goodness, there's a lot going on that makes things look very, very tough and even dismal. And so it's important that we look for that silver lining and we encourage one another along the way. And I certainly hope this has been an encouragement for you. It's an encouragement for me to be able to share with you. So for that, I am glad. So I have things to rejoice about. So I hope you can go and rejoice and be glad. And I will share with you in the next podcast. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.